Hey guys, Torcus here. So in this video, we're looking at the 6 new cards that are coming to Shurima that are clearly support for Azir. Azir is going to be revealed tomorrow. That is going to be the last reveal before the expansion comes out on Wednesday. I think these look pretty sweet, so let's dive in and check it out and see what else is coming for Empires of the Ascended for Shurima. So we have Sand Soldier here. This is a token that is going to be summoned off a lot of this stuff. It is a 1 mana 1/1 ephemeral with Nexus Strike, deal 1 to the enemy Nexus. You can imagine Azir is going to be summoning these, but there's certainly a lot of cards that are going to be summoning these here. So we have Dunekeeper, 1 mana 2/1, and when I'm summoned, summon a Sand Soldier. This one looks freaking nuts. Turn 1, you play this, and you're dealing 4 to the Nexus if there's no blockers, which is absolutely amazing. Beyond that, like, with the rest of the Sand Soldier synergy, wow, that's a tongue twister right there. With the rest of the Sand Soldier synergy, it will only get stronger as the game goes on. Well, let's not say that. It's really, really good on 1, but it's going to stay relevant for the rest of the game because of all the Sand Soldier synergy. Oh my god, I'm going to keep saying that in my tongue twister. But I think this is going to be super sick. The Sand Soldier stuff, that's another alliteration. The Sand Soldier archetype definitely looks like it'll be sweet with the ephemeral stuff we're seeing from Ionia, as well as the ephemeral stuff we already have in Shadow Isles. So 2 different region combinations that'll look really cool there. So this one definitely going to be run, without a doubt, in aggressive decks and ephemeral decks. Certainly Sand Soldier decks, which I think, given what we're seeing here, I think there will definitely be Sand Soldier decks. This one is Sand Crafter, 4 mana 3/5, and attack, summon an attacking Sand Soldier. Good stat line to keep alive. Means you're probably going to get off at least 2 attacks off of it. Or an attack and a block, whatever needs to happen in that game. But on 4, you should be able to attack with it without expecting it to die in the attack. And, again, another great Sand Soldier synergy card. Lots of summoning Sand Soldier triggers. So I really, really like that there. Both of these, great. I think this one's another one that will definitely be in a Sand Soldier deck. Definitely be in whatever deck that ends up having all this ephemeral synergy. Love it. 5 mana 4/6 Inspiring Marshal. When you summon another ally, give it +2/+0 this round. So, clearly meant to be paired with Sand Soldiers again. That makes your Sand Soldiers 3 attack. So that is going to be quite a lot. It's going to, if you're not already, your opponent's already feeling like it's rough not to block them because they are dealing 2 each if they do hit the face. And now it feels really hard for you to justify a block because you can't get value trades on them since, well, there's never really any value in blocking an ephemeral, but now they're like Shark Chariot size units, and you'll lose anything with less than 3 health to it. They do only have the attack for the round, so the ephemeral stuff makes sense. Other stuff might make a little bit less sense. It is pretty expensive, but again, it's another resilient stat line at a 4/6. So definitely interesting. Whether it fits into the archetype or not, we'll see. There is that 4 mana 3/4 that gives all of your units +2 all the time. And if Azir ends up being really easy to level, that might make more sense than this because it is cheaper and it's an always effect. That is removable, though. If this triggers on your stuff, then even if this dies right after, you'll still have the buff, at least for the round. But yeah, like, they're both in the same vein. You might run both of them, and then you'll have, like, ridiculous buffs for all this stuff. We'll end up seeing. It really depends on how easy it is to level Azir. You'd imagine Azir levels off of attacking or summoning with Sand Soldiers. But this has some definitely some potential to fit into the deck. It'll just depend on just what you need, how many synergies you already have, and if this is the best option for it. I certainly think it could be, but there might be stuff that just ends up being better at the later drops like this. We'll see on that front. Then we have Sandstone Chimera, 12 mana, 6/6, reduce my cost by 1 for each time an ally attack this game. So it's another 12 mana, like, giant-esque thing. You know, it gets reduced every time something happens. This one has no keywords like a lot of the other ones do, so it is a little bit less impactful when it happens. But in a deck like this, where you are summoning a lot of attackers, this could be 0 mana pretty early. Whether it matters or not is another thing. You do need, like, these kinds of cards, you do need more draw to make you feel like playing these kind of cards is worth it, because if it's just sitting in your hand up until the point where it happens, that can be rough. But if you have the ability to just draw quite a bit, and then you hit a 0 cost and you just plop it down, that definitely feels better. But I feel like since this does seem relatively easy to get cheap, it might end up happening. But generally speaking, these kinds of cards don't end up being played in Runeterra most of the time. So I'm gonna say that, you know, I'm a little optimistic on it, but the history of the game says that it won't see play. So I'm gonna imagine that it won't. Maybe it will, though. It's normally these are the types of cards, like Arbor to the Peak. I kept trying to make work, but it was always like that 41st card where I would put it in if I had more deck slots, but I just don't. And with the limited card pool of Shurima, maybe that makes it fit, but we'll see. Then we have a new spell, 4 mana slow spell, Desert's Wrath. Grant allied Sand Soldiers everywhere +1/+0. Summon 2 Sand Soldiers. So this is going to buff all your Sand Soldiers for the rest of the game. In a Sand Soldier archetype, this will give you a lot of value going forward. You can play this pretty early with some spell mana, so it will be able to happen early enough that you can get a lot out of it. And the earlier you get stats on your Sand Soldiers, the more your opponent's going to feel pressured into doing a lot of crappy blocks into it. We already know how it feels when you're trying to play against Shark Chariots, and you never want to block the Shark Chariots, but sometimes you have to, and it feels really bad if you don't have anything to chump block with really well. But in a Sand Soldier archetype, I think this looks great. If you can get it down on turn 3, that'd be really, really nice. And then going forwards, all of your Sand Soldiers are going to be really impactful. We're still going to need to see how Azir looks, but honestly, even without Azir, I think all of these Sand Soldier things could make an archetype on their own as is, which is wonderful. So I think this will definitely go in the deck. 2 Sand Soldiers if this is your first Desert Wrath, your first buff and whatnot. It's 2/2/1 ephemerals that if they hit face, they're dealing 3 damage each. And that's certainly enough damage to make your opponent feel pretty scared. And then we have the landmark Emperor's Dais, 2 mana, and when allies attack, summon an attacking Sand Soldier. This comes down so early that I think it could definitely make sense. If it was more expensive, certainly it wouldn't. But yeah, playing this on 2 and then hitting an extra Sand Soldier off of every attack, especially if you have Desert's Wrath already triggered, seems really, really good. It's like such a low commitment. Clearly, like, 1 Sand Soldier is not worth 2 mana, but once you've gotten like a few attacks off, it's gonna certainly have paid its cost. And you'd imagine that the Sand Soldiers only get better once Azir is leveled up, is what I would think. So, again, another really good card, I think. I think this whole Azir Sand Soldier package is going to be awesome. And basically all these cards are wonderful, except maybe the Chimera. But even that one's got some potential. So overall, excited to see Azir tomorrow. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you think of the Sand Soldier synergy. Alliteration forever. And please subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next one.